Hello YouTube, Ash here and welcome to another episode of Ash Talks. Today I'm doing a ranking video. Now the ranking I'm going to do is kind of different because I'm going to be counting down my top 10 properties which would make great films. So yeah, I'm going to be telling you a bit about the property, I'm going to tell you why it would make a great film, and in some cases I will even tell you who my ideal director would be and cast. And seeing as this is a ranking video, I'm going to try and keep this as short and sweet. However, there are a few properties that I would really like to go more in detail about why they would make a great film. So I might make individual videos for some properties. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you think you would like to see videos about that, because I might make it a new series on the channel. Also, if you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into the chart. Now coming in at number 10, I have a tie because these are sort of the same thing. I have Apex Legends and PUBG. Now if you don't know what these two video games are, they're Battle Royale games. Now if you don't know what a Battle Royale game is, well, where have you been for the last couple of years? Seriously, where? So for that one person who doesn't know what a Battle Royale game is, well, here it is. You play the part of one character, you're dropped on an island, you have no supplies, no weapons, you have to find supplies, find weapons, and take out all the other people who've been dropped on the island as well. Now why do I think these two video games would make great movies? Well, Battle Royale movies are always really fun. You have the original Japanese classic from 2000, which is Battle Royale, and it's a cult classic. Then you have Hunger Games, which was sort of the same thing. So you've always got that element of tension. Now if you take Apex Legends, you can also add science fiction elements because it's based in the future. So you have futuristic weapons and futuristic settings. However, its budget might be a bit too high with all the sci-fi elements, so it might put studios off. I personally would go with PUBG as it's set in nowadays because it has normal weapons and normal vehicles. Plus it would be easier to film. Also, it would make a great action movie because you got the elements of tension, especially when you drop and he doesn't have any weapons and then he has to take person out before they get the weapon first. So you got that element of tension. Then when you're all packed up with weapons, you're hunting and being hunted. Kick-ass action scenes, kick-ass fight scenes, and also you could have a little element of horror as the ring, because in these games you have rings that close down, so it pushes characters together so the games don't take 10 hours. So yeah, you can have rings, and if you get caught in the ring you get chopped off or killed, so that could be an element of horror. Take these two properties which are really popular at the moment and they would make great films. Obviously you could go with Fortnite too, but the world would hate you. Everyone would hate you. Why would you choose Fortnite? Why? Moving on. Coming in at number 9 is Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Now I love Call of Duty, and if you ask me and any other Call of Duty fan, they will tell you that the best Call of Duty story is the Modern Warfare saga, the Modern Warfare trilogy. This is just meant to be adapted, as you have some really great action set pieces, you have a great storyline, you have characters that are lovable and humor. So all in all, this is just made to be a kick-ass action movie. As far as directors, I don't like him, and you guys know I don't like him because of the Transformer franchise. However, this is made for Michael Bay, as it has great military action, some great, war scenes, some great action scenes, explosions, all the hallmarks of a Michael Bay movie, because we know Michael Bay can do action and, more importantly, military action, so this should be the perfect job for him. As far as the two leads for this film, I would go with Taron Egerton as Soap, and as Captain Price, none other than James Bond himself, Daniel Craig. I think the two would work great together. They're both English, as the characters should be. So yeah, and it'd be cool to see a Kingsman and a Bond together. So yeah, get this into production, give it to Michael Bay, get these leads, and you'll have the blockbuster action movie of the summer. And I want my commission, Hollywood. So yeah, moving on. So coming in at number 8, I have an anime, and this is Lupin III. Now I used to love this cartoon growing up. Lupin is the world's greatest thief. I can see him down there. I've actually got a statue of him over there. And he's sort of like Deadpool, his character, where he he just lets people know he's gonna steal. He challenges them to protect it, and he still manages to steal the thing. So this could be a great heist movie. But not only that, he also has elements of adventure. So add in a little bit of Indiana Jones, lots of humor, like I said, Deadpool kind of humor. And he also has a great team of characters with him. He has Jigen, who's an expert marksman, very cool, cigarette suit, very smooth customer. He has Gaemon, who's a master swordsman and has this sword that can cut through anything. And he has Fujiku, who is a femme fatale and very sexy, and his love interest, although they're on and off. So yeah, this cast of characters would be great. Also, he has Zenigata, who's a great Interpol detective and obsessed with catching Lupin. So it adds that element of chase where he's trying to hunt him down, trying to stop him. So yeah, you got lots of different elements, and as I said, heist movies are very popular. And yes, this has already been adapted as a Japanese movie, and yeah, it was so bad that it's near enough impossible to find. Yeah, I still haven't been able to find it. So there is always the risk that it could turn out bad. However, I do believe that if it's handled really delicately, because it is a manga, so there will be certain elements that will be a bit crazy. But if you can try and adapt those, make them a bit more realistic, you've got all the hallmarks of a great heist movie. And who doesn't love a heist movie with some really interesting characters, a great chase element? So yeah, I think Lupin III would be a great movie, and I would love to see it. Coming in at number 7 is another video game, and this is Overwatch. Now this is lower on my list because I honestly think that this would probably be better adapted as a TV series, probably on Netflix, because the game has so many interesting characters that a movie would definitely not do it justice. It can either be adapted as a movie, or I personally would prefer it as an animated movie, animated TV series. Blizzard have made a number of short films with these characters, and the animation is so good. And yeah, I don't think live action would do it justice. The lore is so huge. Every time they have a new character, they add more elements of the lore, and each character has a really deep storyline. Now, for a first-person shooter, this is kind of strange, and not only that, it's a science fiction first-person shooter, so each of these characters have certain abilities. So you could have some really cool action scenes, some really cool humor scenes, and some really cool mystery scenes with all these characters. It could be a race against time to stop the bad guys versus the good guys. Plus you have some fantastic characters. Look at these characters. You have Reaper, who is just meant to be the next Darth Vader. He's really, scary. Then you have characters like Winston, which is a monkey, but an intelligent monkey, which has a great, a shocking weapon, electronic weapon, lightning weapon, that's it. So yeah, I think these characters are made to be in a great action movie. In fact, if you don't believe me, check out one of the shorts and you will realize why Overwatch should be adapted. So please, Blizzard, I know you've been kind of jinxed when you had your first big movie, which was Warcraft, but don't give up, because you've got some great storylines, and yeah, these should definitely be adapted. Coming in at number 6 is an 80s cartoon, which I'm kind of surprised hasn't been adapted at all yet, and that is Thundercats! Yes, Thundercats is a fantastic 80s cartoon about these cat-like humans who leave their planet because it's going to be destroyed, and they're on the run, and then they crash land in Third Earth, and then they stumble upon a evil emperor mummy who has powers. And yeah, it has all the elements that you want from a really fun movie. You have the, survival elements as they're leaving the planet. Then you have technology, because they build lots of cool vehicles and weapons. Then you have the chosen one elements, as you have Lionel, who's a kid, but because something goes wrong on the transportation to Third Earth, his body grows. So now he has the mind of a kid in an adult's body, sort of like Shazam. And he has this great sword, which has has mystical powers. Yeah, lots and lots of exciting moments, and you have a really, really cool villain in Mumra. Once again, this could be another Darth Vader of a villain, because he's scary as hell. Now, I know 80s cartoons adapted as movies can sometimes work. Transformers, well, you know, as a franchise it works. But Bumblebee was good, and sometimes they don't. G.I. Joe and Masters of the Universe. Fingers crossed the next Masters of the Universe will be better. I think this could be a really fun franchise, and as we know, there's always the nostalgia effect of 80s cartoons. So yeah, obviously you'll probably have people who, you ruined our childhood. But, you know, it's worth the risk, because I would love to see Thundercats as a movie, as long as it's the old Thundercats and not this piece of crap of the new Thundercats. Seriously, what's that? What is that? Moving on. Now, coming in at number 5 is another classic cartoon, and that is Wacky Races. Now, this is the story about a race and some wacky racers taking part in it. Yeah, but it's about these cast of characters who have these weird vehicles. You have gangsters, you have cavemen, you have sexy hot girls. Sexy hot girl. It was a long time ago when I was young. And of course you have Dastardly and Muttley, which is one of the best double acts in classic cartoons. You know, Muttley is just basically a douche who laughs at anything that happens. So he'll be going... I can't do the laugh, you know. Here's the laugh. But anyway, everyone knows who Muttley is. So this has all the elements of a great, fun comedy. And if you want to see it kind of live action, check out the Peugeot 208 trailer. I put a bit over there. One of these adverts for this car used the Wacky Races in live action, and it did get me thinking that this could be a great race movie, a great race comedy, because, you know, all of these cars have different gadgets and different elements, and to see them racing to see who's the win, then you see Dastardly and Muttley cheating. Add to that lots of interesting characters. You know, surefire hit. At least I believe that, and if I believe it, it's the truth. I still can't do that laugh. Moving on. Coming in at number 4 is another Blizzard game, and this is Starcraft. Now, if you thought Overwatch had an amazing lore, Starcraft has an exceptional lore, and it's so big. That's what she said. No. The Starcraft story is great, as it's told from 3 different points of view. It's told from the humans, which are humans, and it's told from the Zerg, which are sort of like alien-like aliens. Yeah, that didn't sound good. But anyway, think of aliens, and that's the Zerg. And then you have the Protoss, which are sort of like aliens, but advanced aliens. You know, the extreme super aliens, because they have all this high advanced technology. When the Zerg, who are the aliens, this is getting confusing. But anyway, the Zerg are sort of like primitive, and they sort of like mutate things and build things and birth things when the Zerg build stuff. And then the humans, you know, we build stuff, but we're sort of like at a disadvantage compared to these 2 species. So yeah, this could be a great space drama. You could have elements of horror when the Zerg attack a base. Then you can have some really great space fights between the Protoss and the humans, because, you know, they're not always friends, these species. You know, they fight. Lots of adventure, because they look for relics, and then they've got this mystery of prophecies and some really interesting characters, as you have Kerrigan, who was a human but then gets, spoiler alert, gets taken over by the Zerg and becomes the Zerg's queen. And then you have the Protoss, so you have, you know, individuals fighting between the Protoss themselves to help the humans take on the Zergs. So yeah, lots of political drama as well. And I really want to do a video just about this, because there's so much to talk about, and I think Starcraft would be a fantastic space adventure or space movie, space opera. As far as directors go, I would say James Cameron. However, he'll probably be busy with Avatar 20 by then, or 21. So I think Neil Blomkamp, the guy from District 9, I think he could really do a good job, because he's an Alien fan, and again, Zerg aliens. And he's done a lot of great science fiction movies, so I think science fiction is his strong point. So I think he could really do the world justice. I think the main thing is they take it movie by movie, is they focus on this first movie. They make it as good as possible. They don't add a million different subplots, a million things that could happen in future movies. Just focus on one movie, make it the first story in the first game, and I think it would be a surefire hit. So before I get into my top 3, let me know in the comments down below which are some of your favourite properties that you would love to see made into movies. And also regarding the top 3, these are all equal. They could basically be 1A, 1B, 1C, and I'm just doing them 3, 2, 1 because it's a chart. So at number 3 I have Magic the Gathering. Now every nerd in the world knows what Magic the Gathering is. It's the original and the most successful trading card game. You have magic spells, you have characters, you have creatures, you have planeswalkers, and artwork which is amazing. Also there's a big and detailed lore about near enough every card and set. So yeah, there's lots of lore to draw on in order to make a fantastic movie franchise. Also, the game is now becoming even more popular as Wizards have just made Magic Arena, which is a free-to-play card based on these card games. So yeah, Magic is at an all-time high in popularity. Check out the trailer for the latest set, which went viral. In fact, just look at it, and it's an emotional trailer. I'm just gonna put clips over here. So yeah, Magic is becoming really popular, and the characters are just so great. As you have everything you want. You have zombies, you have giants, you have goblins, you have wizards, you have planeswalkers, you have dragons, you have angels. Imagine all this stuff in one movie. Okay, probably would blow your mind, but yeah, that's how good it could be. Also, I just want to give a shout out to Team Malta, who took part in the last ever Magic World Cup. They made it to day 2 and they were this close to make it in the top 8. They even beat like big countries like the USA, so go Malta! Yeah, I just realized lots of my fans are from the US, so yeah, sorry about that. But I have to be patriotic. So yeah, shout out to Daniel, Anton and Adam for Team Malta. So yeah, Magic the Gathering would make a fantastic movie franchise, and yeah, I think it should be done. At number 2, I have Skelduggery Pleasant. Now, if you're a fan of my channel, you know that it's one of my favorite book series. The characters are really fantastic. The storyline is really fantastic. It's one of those young adult novels that can really be appreciated by adults because, yeah, the stories are really dark at times, but also really funny. That's one thing the two have. Derek Landy, who's the author, has crafted some really memorable stories, and it's basically about this detective who's a skeleton and his new partner who's a girl bet with elemental powers and other powers. There's also mysteries and double cross and twists and turns, and as I said, lots and lots of humor and lots of great magic battles. So yeah, it's got all the hallmarks for fans of Harry Potter because it's based in our world, but also they have their own sort of like Ministry of Magic. As I said, he's the detective for the magic people. I'm not really expressing myself. This is another one of those ones where I'm going to do a detailed video on it because Skelduggery Pleasant. It's really good. Derek Landy has made a fantastic book series and I would really love to see it. Yeah, I really want a Skelduggery Pleasant movie. So at number 1, I have iStation by Matthew Riley. I think iStation is a fantastic book and is basically an action movie in a book. You really have to read this to get what I'm talking about. You have this small team of Marines that take a shelter in this ice station, and then they're being attacked by the British. They're being attacked by some other country, I can't think of it right now. Matthew Riley himself says he tried to make an action movie in a book, and for me he succeeded. There's some really great action scenes as you have hovercraft chase, you have battles over pools with killer whales, with whales jumping up, and then you have the torture scenes where characters get killed. And that's the thing about this thing, you will have characters that you will really love and they will die, because Matthew Riley in some cases is like George R. R. Martin, where he kills his characters. So so don't get attached. It's against the odds. A small team have to survive, have to, you know, win, and it's just fantastic. Lots of explosions, lots of action scenes, some really good hand-to-hand combat, a fantastic novel, and it's so fast-paced. So yeah, for the love of God, please, Hollywood, make Ice Station as a movie. If you can't find a director, give it to me. Give me a budget. I will make this damn movie, because I really believe that this is probably one of the best suited. It's not one of the best books ever written, honestly. I know that. Even he would probably admit that. But it's one of the most exciting books, and it could really be easily adapted as a movie. So I really can't understand why it hasn't yet. Ice Station by Matthew Riley, or any of the Scarecrow books, but I would definitely start with Ice Station, as it's the first book in the series, so it makes sense to start with Ice Station, and you won't regret it, because you would have a fantastic kick-ass action movie. I need to calm down. But yeah, Ice Station would be brilliant. So yeah, we've reached the end of the video. Woohoo! That was a long one. So let me know in the comments down below which was your favorite of these properties, and which would you really love to see as a film. And also, again, are you interested in seeing any videos, any detailed videos about any of these properties? Because there's a lot to talk about, and I had to kind of rush it, even though I did go on a bit too much. Because yeah, I really want to see some of these as filmed. So yeah, I want to thank you all for watching this video. I've been Ash. If you did like it, hit that like button. And also, if you're new to the channel and like what you're seeing, I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, book reviews, top 10s like this. Yeah, so consider hitting that subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.